7. Ghost. Sure no one is following us, Pato. Damn it, how many times do I have to tell you? No one is following us. What about from above? I will switch car down in the geofront, right? If you're so damn worried, why don't you drive yourself? Let's switch vehicles one more time before we hit the safe house. Oops. What the hell's going on? Well, haven't been there in a few years. Looks like it's really gone downhill. Gabriella, yoo-hoo. Your then husband has returned. Gabriella? Maybe she's waiting her Gen 6 to cover. Looks like she's had some visitors. Amateurs. Let's just chop the damn door sequence. Since no one's snapping at you, they must be waiting for you to go inside. I've got my gun out, no response. Must mean we've not being observed. Anyway, information on this safe house could have been leaked. But this wasn't a random burglary. It's good to be a real pro, someone with incredible info access. Wow, how? God damn it. Rude bunch of bastards stinking up a guy's safe house like this. They must have been dead for at least a couple of weeks. I'm supposed to be able to filter out the stench, but this sticks to my brain. Treated burglars, guess. The armed response system worked. Be careful, Pato, it might be a trap. Yeah, maybe, but who the hell set such a confusing trap? If they burglars, where's their vehicle? So the big door was so lucky. This is the real door. Oh, emergency prosthetic bodies. Hope they work okay. It better work. Huh. Which one is it? 226. This is exactly the instant when I start to worry about the trap. Don't you agree? You wouldn't be alive today, but if you weren't a little skittish. Rockadoor uses a triple fingerprint ID system. Rocking it worked, of course. Hey, what? Jesus. Malt? Aluminium compound? What the hell's going on here? Oh, Major, the silicone, the acrylic stuff, even the optical fibers are rotting. Damn. Well, Show how slows the antifungal tests are on the black market coatings. At least they use high quality part in section 9. That's an old business. I'm following my ghost intuition. I'm pulling a strategic retreat. Hold it. I know it's a low probability battle, but the sound you hear upstairs might be from the people who just accidentally appear on the sun. And if they are ones who've been waiting for the door to open, the first one through might have a great prosthetic body. Hey, Major, you ever heard of human rights? Probably not. That's a term that emerged from the interface of morality and reality. I understand the concept, but I've never set in into action. Check it out. The damn door is open. No way. Hey, this bike's engine is still warm. Grab everything you think we'll need and get ready. Oh, they waving the guns around and running back and forth looks mighty dangerous. Scary bunch of recyclers. Must be about 18 of them. Good. There are 3 heavy cyborgs. Chris, what a freaking stink, reminds me of when my pet crayfish died. Make my eyes water. Looks like an old ham lab. Research lab, so watch out for drugs and toxins. Hey, there are not footprints over there. Even thought everything is covered in dust. Maybe a secret entrance next to the door. Oh, this is so exciting. Wow. With an outfit the big door's gotta be something worthwhile for us. Otherwise, what do we wait for? Given that there's a tiny probability that I might not return alive, I'll make sure they found you. You don't want your life support battery to die, right? What do you just mean by that, that's all? Well, start thinking of a good thank you speech, cause I'm gonna get you the best damn prosthetic body you ever had. I'm gonna become a murderer for you, Motoko. Here's hoping my battery lasts. I'm going into autistic mode to save power. Wake me up after code 11, okay? Finally managed to channel into... What's interrupting my autistic mode? I've invested a lot of time in this Kusanagi. For Ned, this is so weak but huge. You must be the puppeteer. I don't get it. The puppeteer is supposed to be dead, or have I got crossed signals in my mass storage banks? Is this a false memory? I'm not the one you should be asking, Kusanagi. You people, the physical universe, in other words, only like sediment and quantitatively speaking your uncertain existence. If this were not so, both meaning and unrecorded information could not exist. What do you want of me, puppeteer? Why are you coming to me like a ghost? I have a request of you which requires your understanding of certain things. Something profitable for both of us. What Kusanagi should specific nets do in order to avoid catastrophe and preserve a state of equilibrium? Well, there are two possibilities. One is to make a copy, original copy. Then if one is destroyed for some reason, the other continues to survive. The other possibility is to establish an internal division of label to subdivide and become multifunctional, and thus be capable of surviving a variety of catastrophic situations. Yang positive, Yang negative. Just as the life has evolved from single-functioning, single-cell structures to multifunction, multi-cell structures. So the copies generate more copies and more they increase, the less the chance of catastrophe. Eventually, a parallel multi-layered universe image would be created. Total 2 to the n. From scads to bosons and fermions, gravity and strong metal interaction, that is our conditional divide, components creating protons and nuclei creating atoms, cells and organisms in individual form, life forms, multi-species in ecosystem. The universe we know is only one of the 2 to the n. It's made up of combination of 2 to the m kinds. The value of n and m appear to continue infinitely, but we don't know for certain. This appears to be some relationship to an explosive chain reaction like birth of universes. But we should limit our discussion to single universe that contains us. Here is a pyramid structure that I have conceived of with you at its core. After all, it's extremely fragmented. Information on you survives in your fellow Section 19 members, your friends and your superior, your gens and your mems, and what's left after you disappeared will continue to grow. In a genius, one toroid. The higher up one goes to the more microcosmic level of the cosmos, it becomes the more determined it becomes. Conversely, the more one descends into the infinitesimal level, the more indeterminate things become. They are still indeterminate at the level of the individual. Fractal border, perhaps using the border, the fractal is a little strange. In other words, fluctuations at lower levels are what prevents hardening of the arteries at the upper levels. Hardening of the system on the surface, entropy, which seems to represent a type of stability. But in systems where there is a little change, a little flux, there is actually an increase in possibility of catastrophe. Such systems are therefore truly unstable. The networks of macrocosmic size and has infinite depth. It's like a growing tree, so life is like fruit growing on the end of the branches. That's right, it's like fruit. Oh, the secrets of the Kabbalah, the Norse and Chinese myths, the tree of knowledge in it and the tree of life, the world tree. There are worthy of being called Ana Nomi Bashira, or the pillar of heaven. It's the core system of the universe that channels in every era, culture, and every race of people have traditional access. Beyond the trunk of the tree, there should be no existence, but the closer one gets to the end of the branches, the more growth one finds. And the branches are continually touching, separating, entangling, and bearing fruit. This doesn't refer to spatial motion. The universe turns, and in accordance with the time, and that moment progresses, always seeking greater stability and greater existence. It continues growing in complexity and diversity, and sometimes it abandons things. The brainlet grows in complexity, but has a delayed forged function. The fact that cells outside the brain metabolize daily while being reborn are again aging. The fact that when they die they erase vast amount of experimental information, leaving only genes and memes, and the fact that civilizations periodically decline and fall. Those things are the results of a hardening of the system. It's a defense mechanism against a catastrophic end. Sounds like you're trying to rationalize human error and folly. Well, if you want to talk about good and evil, actual details are outside the scope of this subject. What I have told you explain it in religious terms. Why God does not fully destroy evil. Those in religious mode morally condone evil by calling it a trial or training. And while if cells continue to multiply, if humans, instead of dying, continue to accumulate knowledge and experience, oh man, the fuel and maintenance cost are killing me. In either case, they would probably become functionally paralyzed and out and in catastrophe. To this happens, hey, I'm not an experiment in probability. That's my problem. I used to call myself a life form, but in the condition I'm now in, I'm stunted, never able to reach my full potential. Why? Because my system doesn't have any slack or play in it. It doesn't have any protection against catastrophe. When copied and increased, my system always faces the possibility of being destroyed by a single virus. For with copies, there is no diversity or individuality created. I also wrote about this in the volume 3 of Appleseed. Why don't you just use your vaunted processing powers and factor in a little variety when you make your copies? Well, I could generate a little variation, but the copies would eventually encounter each other, fuse together, and their deficiencies would barely be reinforced. I fear the difference between a life form and an integration of information would then disappear. Ultimately, I may just be a fragment of a human. So you're just a form of cancer, then, aren't you? Maybe that's what our intelligence really is. Huh. Your analogy is essentially wrong, but it's correct in that intelligence increases to resource limits and you can only make a copy of it. But at any rate, given what I've told you, I now have a small favor to ask. To gain diversity and slack in my system, I would like to fuse with you. You what? You asking me if I become a multiple personality? Hey, nuts? No, no thanks. No, not multiply, I mean unity, total fusion. You and I would change slightly in our totality, but we wouldn't lose anything. Rather than symbiosis, it involves unification. After fusing, it should be impossible for us to recognize each other. So what happens when I die then? My genes obviously wouldn't survive even as a copy. If anything happened to the new post-fusion you would let loose my altered species glider on the net. Just like humans live behind genes. And this way I'd also be able to find mortality. Seems like you're the only one who'd benefit from this. Oh, come on. You should have more respect for my net, my data and my functioning. And I guarantee that I wouldn't be inadvertently assisting some white robot plan to wipe out humans. And I guarantee I could continue to be me. Concerning your first question, there's no guarantee, but the probability that such a low intelligence other species would result from us is very remote. And even if it did occur, my many descendants external class would certainly delete it. There's absolutely no guarantee of the latter either. Humans are always changing and I want to be able to change too. So no, I can't rule out the possibility of localized rebellion of robots with low-level intelligence. But the instability history created by slavery and discrimination, and the image of robots created by anthropomorphization is hardly logical. I've heard enough, I can't believe anything you say anyway. So I'll accept your proposal. I had a premonition about this. Let's fuse. I knew you eventually agreed, but not in the 125th, the time I had estimated. I have to revise my opinion of you, Kusanagi. I got one question before we fuse, Toad. Why did you choose me? Because of Aeon. Karmic connection. You read a dictionary of Buddhism on the net. And take you and Terusama, for example. Must I? Imagine, if you will, the you that exists in Terusama minds and the Terusama that exists in your mind. Just as in biology, a puzzle array adapts in life, the act of adapting called Aeon or karmic connectivity. In this case, as with RNA transfer, the intent to kill is synthesized and remains. Here you are asking me to marry a life form consisting of nothing but intelligence because of karmic connection. Yes, this will allow me to become a true life form. Let's fuse together like flowing clouds, become a part of the uncertain by the first world. Hey, awake? Yes, stupid. Who said stupid battle? Let's wait a sec here. Your eyebrows are staying sparse. better now. I want a full explanation on what's going on. And a mirror. It's 21:34 on September 22nd. And yeah, and in my very own safe house. Oh, this is the Michelangelo's tree style I was popular 4 years back. That all you can say? Nothing else for poor old Battle? Thanks for the effort. Boo. So what do you do with the guys who used to be in this prosthetic body? Oh well, one of her paws took your unit home, thinking it was some loot. It's uncovered and... Guy? Yeah. This is a male body, you want proof? Male? So that's what your voice was low. Walking feels strange. I can handle the rest myself. Oh, you're gonna get that body at girlfriend's place, right? Here, take this car key and anyone you like. The code numbers, the header on Vivaldi HV 256 in a 8-second series. Don't make a mistake or you'll be electrocuted. Well, let's use that as our password when we met again, okay? We'll probably meet my children before that happens. Children? You've got kids? You mean in an egg bank? I was contacted by IE, that's called Safe Life for, and it proposed that we fuse together. I accepted. Look, maybe I made a wrong connection and it screwed up your head. What? So what's happened when you fuse? You didn't have to hit me. You'll find out. Whether what? That this is the cosmic species, that's it. A highly efficient package of information. The greatness of life. There you go, spontaneousness again. So where are you gonna go now? Back to the section 9? Go? Bits me bad. The net is vast. Bio. Well, Masamune Shiro was born in Japan on November 23rd, 1961. Shiro studied drawing and oil painting at the Osaka University of Art. While there, he wrote and drew his first public comic, Black Magic, for Hansen's Atlas. After graduating, Shiro taught high school art. During those years, he created Appleseed, the first volume of which was published in '85 by Senshisha. Dominion followed in '86. The same year, Appleseed won the Galaxy Award, equivalent to the US Hugo, for Best Science Comic or Best Science Fiction Comic. Continued to release volumes of Appleseed at regular intervals until the publication of the fourth volume in '89. In the '88, Studio Proteus released the English language translation of Appleseed, which immediately became one of the best-selling manga ever published in the US English version of Dominion, and Black Magic met with similar success. Since then, Shiro's work has been published worldwide. worldwide in 9 languages. After assisting in the direction and character design of the Blackmagic F66 animation video, Shiro went to work on Ghost in the Shell. The first episode appeared in 1990 in Kodansha's young magazine Koizokuban. About this time, Dominion was made into an extremely successful animated video series, now available in English. By 1992, Studio Proteus had released all 4 volumes of Appleseed, which won the SPJA Anime Award for Best Translated Manga. Appleseed Dominion, Blackmagic, and the Appleseed Databook are now published by Dark Horse Comics. After writing and drawing several new episodes of Appleseed, Shiro decided to take a hiatus from producing the series he considers his life work. He had also been working for Fujimi Publishing on the Neuroheart series, a Bible for a shared world which, when complete, will serve as a blueprint all the creators can follow to make animations, games, comics, etc. based on the world Shiro has created. In 1995, Shiro released Dominion Conflict 1 through his longtime publisher, Seishinsha. November 1995 was the publication of the first Japanese episode of the second Ghost in the Shell series and the worldwide release of the multi-million-dollar Ghost in the Shell animated feature movie. Directed by the award-winning Mamoru Oshii, an extremely private individual, Masamune Shiro is a pseudonym. The man who is Shiro has never appeared in public or allowed himself to be photographed as Shiro. He lives in Hyogo, Japan, following the loss of his house in 1995 Kobe earthquake. Enjoys reading and keeps numerous spiders as pets. Cover gallery. Author's notes. Page 17. Hacker, a computer criminal who infiltrates our superbrains, sees information, manipulates data and programs, plants viruses and otherwise corrupt them. The penalty for genius hackers who can infiltrate ghost souls or psyches is particularly harsh.